We're working on Module 8, the loan amortization schedules for Bailey's car loan and yacht loan. The data starts on page 184 of your text. In this video, I will show you how to use the payment and the round functions to calculate monthly payment and set up loan amortization schedule. So first, we want to set up the data section much like this. You can vary your schedule with different colors and titles, but essentially you would want to include the amount amortized, which is $24,000 for Bailey's car, the annual interest rate, which is 8%, and the number of periods that the loan is going to be amortized over. In this case, is 48 months. And we want to navigate to a blank cell where we will calculate the monthly payment for this loan. So we will utilize both the round and the payment function to calculate it. So first we input equals round, R-O-U-N-D, open parentheses, and we want to include the payment function, PMT. So we type in PMT, open parentheses, and Excel already tells you what to include in the first value, which is the rate. And be careful that this is the monthly rate, so we want to reference cell D7, which is our annual rate. So we want to go D7 divided by 12, comma, and the next input information we want to include is the number of periods that this loan is going to be amortized over, which is in cell D8, and that's 48 months, comma. The next value is the present value, and we want to show that as a negative sign, negative 24,000, which is in cell D6, close parentheses, and don't forget the round digits, comma. We want to round it to two decimal places, and close the parentheses, and enter. So this $585.91 is Bailey's monthly payment for his car loan. So we want to move down here and input payment number. The first we want to set up is payment number 0 because we want to establish the loan balance as the $24,000. We can cell reference this, equals D6. And the next payment is payment number 1. And our first payment starts on March 15th, 2012. And the payment we want to also cell reference equals G6. And be careful with this cell reference because since we want to copy the payments down, we're going to have 48 payments. We want to lock the cell right here. So then Excel doesn't automatically count what we copy down as G7, G8 when we copy it down these cells. Hit return. Interest expense is going to be a formula. So it's going to be equals the loan balance times our annual interest rate divided by 12. And also be careful that this D7, we want to lock this, the 7. Probably more clear if I go up here. So we lock the 7 so that Excel doesn't copy all these down when we copy the interest expense cells down. Enter. So this is 160. And if you would like, you can add in the round function also. And that will help tremendously when your table has more values in it to 2 decimal places. Debt reduction is going to be your payment minus interest expense. So equals cell C17 minus D17. Hit return. And loan balance is going to be your previous monthly loan balance minus your debt reduction. So minus E17. These two columns are optional. Both your accumulated interest paid and accumulated debt reduction columns are optional. But if you would like to include them, you would want to go equals your interest expense paid plus your accumulated. For this cell, it'll be 0. It'll be a blank because this is our first payment. And same for the accumulated debt reduction, equals debt reduction plus your accumulated amounts, which in this case is blank because this is our first payment. Payment number 2, you would do the same, but I would advise, if you're comfortable, you could copy these down until you come to the desired number of payments, which in this case you need 48 payments. But I'll show you how it works. I'm just going to copy it down to C28 here, and you'll see that Excel automatically calculates the interest expense, the debt reduction, the loan balance, and this you can also copy it down. And it saves a lot of time when you're actually working on the spreadsheet. You don't have to input every formula again. If you set up your formula correctly, it will automatically populate. But make sure that you lock the appropriate cells up. Say, for example, in D17 here, you need to lock up the annual interest rate because our annual interest rate doesn't change. And make sure that you multiply it by the monthly interest rate and not the annual interest rate. And that's it. And you can go ahead and finish off working on this car loan schedule and move on to the yacht loan to finish off this module.